Hey, how we doing, guys?
Welcome back, everyone.
Joe here.
Kevin,
So we're kind of in the middle of a great run right now in the West Wing. From the end of season
masterful.
two all the way through the first part of the season has been unassailable. It's been incredible so far.
Yeah, I really love the Shakespearean writing between the end of this season and the first one. It comes to Jed Bartlett
Sure,
and how what a titan of a character he is because
yeah,
he's written and performed so well,
he's a great man.
but he has this one thing, right? His MS,
Yeah,
and he has that that tragic Shakespearean flaw where he just can't openly admit that he did a dumb thing or a bad thing, right? He's
yeah,
fighting with everybody about it. He won't apologize.
yeah.
And it was really causing problems even among the staff, right?
Uh,
With all of them. And it got to the point where CJ was ready to quit.
who's gonna quit?
And here's and
Like half of them were gonna
that's the
quit.
frustrating thing. Like we said before, like we're not geniuses. It's obvious, right? Rolling it as soon as this was going to become public news, nobody was going to get punched day in and day out like CJ was over it
Yeah,
because the press was going to be there to eat her alive over all of this
it's not
stuff.
her fault. She
None
found
of it.
out
She found out when
literally
everyone else
like
did.
the day before.
Yeah, she did.
You know,
She found out right before it became it became a thing, and was already defending herself from being a liar at that point.
that was so infuriating.
I mean, she kind of did lie. She knew that
I guess so.
he was taking shots, but she didn't know what they were.
No,
She didn't know the extent of it. She knew that he was getting shots for something.
no, but
Um,
when she misspoke at
right, the
the
mistake she
the
made.
hearing, the
Right,
press briefing or whatever.
the press briefing
Um,
about he's relieved to be dealing with something
it,
that matters.
she
Yeah,
wasn't even talking about that though. It was about what's the country they were dealing with?
it was Haiti. Yeah,
Haiti. It was supposed to be about Haiti,
right.
and immediately they turn it into that.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
she misspoke one time because she was frustrated,
She was
obviously.
frustrated and tired. She was getting hit with the same dumb question over and over and over again, and she blew up. Is what
And
happened.
it's like, guess what, guys?
People
They're
do that.
people,
Right.
exactly.
I feel like that anyone should have been able to go out there and like, I'm going to take this press conference. Like, look, guys, she's tired, she's frustrated, and she misspoke. We've all done it.
Yeah,
But at any rate, I get it. You're not supposed to do it in her job. You're not supposed to be a normal person
she's
in her
under a
job.
microscope.
Right.
Yeah,
Exactly. But no, the point I was trying to make is you have Bartlett who has, this one, flying character. His pride is pretty big.
it's Pride's
Right.
huge. Yeah,
Um, and it could have headed off so many things. Like we finally got it at the end of the last episode. If in that month,
yeah,
if he would have said, "Hey guys, I'm really sorry. I understand you're working hard and taking a lot of flack right now because of this,
hmm,
and I thank you for it." And he did it, but he did it at the end of the last episode, right before going out and making his speech to announce to run.
it's a great moment
It
though.
was it was a
Yeah,
fantastic moment. It was a fantastically written speech. It was well directed, incredibly well shot.
yeah.
But all he had to do was that 4 weeks ago.
Rally the troops a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Sam was frustrated with him. We know how Toby feels,
yeah.
um, but at least Toby had the chance to say it to his face.
Mhm.
The other people didn't get a chance to.
We were talking about Toby on Patreon, and the last episode, Toby felt gentler, a
Hmm.
little more compassionate, a little more soft, and I like that
Sure,
because Toby, in many ways, is like
the grizzled judge.
yeah,
He's the one that judges Bartlett most harshly among the staff
exactly,
for sure.
and he's the no nonsense serious guy for
Right.
most of the part,
Mhm.
for the most part, and when you get to see his softer side, it's really great, you
Yeah,
know.
it's a nice contrast for sure.
Mhm.
And like I said, I think the reason that he has that, and again, this is all just great writing and performances, is he's the one character in the last season in 17 People, right,
Yeah,
that episode, that actually got to say what you did was wrong to Bartlett, right? He's the one person who got that.
yeah,
Josh and CJ and Sam didn't get that chance.
no time to, yeah,
Right, so they've had that all bottled up, and we also is a nice contrast with Toby with the way Leo was last episode. Remember, he was being really rough on everyone.
he's had a
Hey
rough start
man,
to the season.
we're not sure about this. I don't care. You know what I mean? He
Yeah.
was like, shake it off, get back in the game, shut up. I
Mhm.
don't want to hear it. But when Nancy's like, I don't feel right doing this, and he's like, I don't care.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, that's not the right thing to say to anybody about
No,
anything. I mean, I get it. You're in
been lied
charge,
to for
and you can
2
make.
years.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I get
longer.
it. You're in charge, and you get to make these decisions. But there's a way to say that besides I don't care when somebody voices a concern.
No, it's been longer than 2 years. It's been like what 4 years probably, if not longer, because of the campaign.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely, yeah. I mean, as we're seeing now, presidential campaigns take at least a year. In reality, nowadays, at least two.
Yeah, and
We're
so
already doing it.
you understand the frustration. I love in the
Sure.
last season how they foreshadowed everybody's
Mhm.
frustration with their fathers.
Right.
So that's also brilliant writing. I did want to shout out. I caught this. Somebody mentioned it on Patreon. I kind of caught this. The last episode says, "All right, guys, break's over."
Right.
Does that feel like a reference to like All the President's Men?
A little bit.
A little bit. I know it's different, obviously, different themes,
He
but
said he's used the same line in the pilot.
Mhm.
Um,
Well, the bike
the
episode.
bike episode,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
When because he comes back, he kind of kicks around the religious right people
Yeah.
that are in the office,
Mhm.
and he says, breaks over. He's
Breaks
like,
over.
it's nice that we're all able to take a break, but breaks over.
Mhm.
So he said that before. The other line they use a lot is "What's next," which I like, because I mean that's how you'd have to do a job like this, right?
Well, heck,
Hey, we put out a fire. Good job, guys. No, what's next?
even the watch this moment was fantastic.
Yeah, it was great.
You
Yeah,
know, that brings a whole new meaning to our name on the channel now.
absolutely.
Watch this.
Watch this, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even put that together.
I literally just caught that the other night when I was thinking about it.
At any rate, we do want to welcome some more Patreon subscribers, guys, over the weekend. So, Colin Collins, Peter Jalgalado, Yannick Denise Trudel, thank you next, Martin S., Fabian Nilsson, and Hase Lilisol. Sorry. Thanks, guys, and welcome. Appreciate you being here with us.
Yeah. If you guys are watching this on YouTube for the first time, welcome to our channel.
Hello, guys.
If you don't mind, hit the like button for us. Leave us a comment down below, and please, please, please hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date on all the new content we've coming your way.
Yeah. And if you'd like to see a full reaction to this and everything else we've watched or are watching, including every other 2 seasons plus of The West Wing, please check out the link in the description below to our Patreon page. You'll see an awful lot of content there and going up weekly.
Yes.
All right.
Ways and means.
Is it a committee meeting?
Mr. Rollins, can you tell
These
us
are
what
special
subpoena's gonna be?
prosecutors?
No, I can't.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Going to be issued at all.
No, I can't.
Yeah.
So is the Ways and Means Committee going to be one of the committees that's subpoenaing to figure out if he's going to jail?
I don't know. Mr. Babish is there.
Yeah.
What you've been reading is the work of a few overzealous and irresponsible members of the conservative press.
The Wall Street Journal. The White House has been cooperating fully. What if I told you the president was considering waiving executive privilege?
Is he waiving attorney-client privilege, spousal privilege?
They have shown nothing but good faith.
I can't give out extra credit for that.
He did say hire the worst prosecutor you can to be the special prosecutor here.
Yeah.
I would like to issue the first round of subpoenas.
I'm blown away by the shot. This is
Yeah,
incredible.
good work, isn't it? Yeah.
Abigail Ann Bartlett.
Yeah.
Elizabeth Bartlett Weston. Claudia
There's 100
Jean
names
Craig,
there. Yeah.
Holy cow.
Samuel Norman Seaborn.
We still have to see who the Republican nominee for president's going to be.
We haven't seen him yet, right?
No, I don't even think we've seen discussions who it might be.
Yeah.
I had a plan.
When you say in one of these
She
boxes,
lost it. She doesn't know her filing
Each box is
system.
numbered. There's a piece of paper with a number in it.
it's in one of these boxes.
I had a plan.
Oh no!
Your office is down a corridor about 200 feet from here. Try not to commit any felonies on the way.
Fire spread to 500 acres, but it's all inside a resource benefit zone. Decided to let it run its course.
They're letting it burn?
Fire is good for the environment under certain circumstances. Forests have a
I mean,
natural cycle.
we live in a place where we do controlled burns all the time. Yeah.
My trouble with your spin is that we're not going to get anywhere putting on a calm face. We need to pick a fight.
Is that Clem Rollins doesn't foam at the mouth. He's a good guy, and he comes off as a good guy.
We need a different enemy. We need to be
It's so good it's
investigated
easy to
by
miss
someone
him.
who
Yeah.
wants to kill us just to watch us die. We need someone perceived by the American people to be irresponsible. Am I crazy, or is this not a job for the U.S. House of Representatives?
That's good.
So let's make it sooner. Let's make it now.
Just as long as your children's children never have to work a day in their lives. So I go to
okay.
this meeting.
Inheritance tax.
Oh,
Gotcha,
I go
gotcha,
to this
gotcha.
meeting. I'm there to ensure that only multimillionaires
Yeah,
and not
all right.
billionaires are exempt from the estate tax.
Tell me they canceled the meeting.
What do you mean?
White House is weak. What would you do?
Yeah, you called it.
You think they want to repeal the estate tax?
I believe he's running a thorough and impartial investigation.
That's
and
gonna
he should
set
be
him
allowed to
off,
finish his
yeah.
work.
I'm sorry, CJ, you say a different view. Is Congress unhappy with the special prosecutor?
Think we get to see Ron Silver?
I hope so. I really like him in this role.
And-
Oh, there he is, right there. Yeah.
Wow, there you go. Yeah.
Pacers played last night against the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Really?
Yeah.
Who won?
What you'd see is Victor Campos sitting courtside with Buckland.
Yeah, Victor Campos had a meeting last night with Jack Buckland. Then he passed on the Community Empowerment Board.
Really? Can you set up a meeting for me?
Yeah.
One of my people there with him.
You feel like being fixed up with a As hot opposed to guy. this deck, which is a Secret Service logs of what did you say?
His name is Cliff Cowley. We went to law school together, and he broke up with his girlfriend.
He's a Republican.
We are the majority.
Look.
By a very small margin.
He works for the Majority Council's Office of Ways and Means.
Yes.
Did anybody have
I
any-
can tell you that Oliver Babish and Mr. Rollins have had several productive conversations about that.
Do they speak often?
Well, they're old friends.
These people have paid taxes on this money
They're
already.
still clashing,
They paid
huh?
an
Yeah.
income tax. They got to pay
Don't say it.
a death tax.
98% of estates pay no taxes at all. We're talking about people who are loaded.
Do you think just because people can afford a tax, it should be levied?
I'm on Toby's side here.
Yeah.
For the record, that's going to make some people mad on our because I've gotten the messages, but
Yeah.
I don't care.
They want what they want, and they can get what they want now, right?
I think he's got a veto.
If he vetoes it and they override it and it passes anyway, the president looks super weak.
I know.
Democrats are worried Republicans will use this as an excuse to start their own hearings earlier than expected.
It's working. That's exactly what she
The
wants.
White House could seem a little less eager to cooperate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's she's nailing this.
Babish and Rollins wrote a paper together for the Yale Law Review.
You should get it out there. I can't believe how the president can be claiming to waive executive privilege yet still reserve the right to withhold certain documents.
Yeah, do it quietly.
I used to have the perfect pens every day right here in my pocket.
The days
I
before
love those
Amazon.
pens.
Right.
Balanced.
When do you think you might begin interviewing candidates to replace Mrs. Lanigan?
No, I just haven't gotten
Oh, is she the one that gave him the pens?
She put the pen in your pocket
Yeah, God.
every morning.
God,
Just left it
stop.
in there.
Is there anything in particular I should do at this meeting?
Don't get in my way.
I'd say there's a 100% chance that she's going to step in the meeting and seal the deal for him.
You think so?
Oh, for sure.
Are you Donna Moss by any chance?
Yeah.
I'm Cliff Cowley. So if you'd rather do this...
Will you buy me a drink?
Sure.
You buy me a drink?
I like that.
I've been looking at boxes all day.
Right?
I think if you want to know what Clement Rollins thinks, you should read some of his writings on the subject.
That's how they're going to find out about the article he wrote with Babish.
Everybody, have a good night.
She is clever.
How long is it going to take them to find the paper I wrote with Rollins?
About an hour, they'll make their deadlines.
Where are they getting them?
The Republicans are calling in all hands. We're assuming they get the full 226 plus Fayette, Genesee, and Trent.
That's 283. Where are the other 7 votes against us?
That's the thing. It's from inside the Black Caucus.
The first generation of black millionaires is about to die.
Leo.
The governor of Wyoming was an inch and a half away from calling me a pyromaniac tonight.
Yeah.
Letting this fire burn is good for the environment. You know how I know?
How?
Because smart people told me.
Still looking out for him
Yeah.
from the grave. Oh, I miss Miss Lanningham so much.
There's a letting go thing that he hasn't done yet, right?
Yeah.
That's why he hasn't replaced her yet.
Listen, you know who my boss is, right?
I do.
And he's one of the point men on this fight with Ways and Means over the estate tax. To where?
House government oversight.
What'd they trade you for?
Some toner, I think? The boxes.
What about him?
I have to say goodnight now.
More small business loans for Hispanic entrepreneurs and the biggest drop in Latino poverty in 2 decades.
That's what I got in the last election. What do I get in this one?
What do you want?
The high school dropout rate among Hispanics is higher than it is for African Americans.
We're going to double the funding of the National High School Initiative. What else?
Complete amnesty for all undocumented immigrants from the Americas, Mexico, Chile, El Salvador.
So expand the Democratic Party. Millions of illegal immigrants could come out of hiding. That's millions of potential voters who are going to vote for you. Recognize you're weaker than you were 3 years ago. Have a little humility, suck it up, and give him what he wants, which is going to help you in the long run anyway.
If I take this to the president, what do we get?
California and its 435 delegates.
Mark.
The African American community doesn't think one way about anything.
That's fair.
We're talking about a
do that
few
a lot.
members of the caucus.
We're bleeding
That's
here,
true
Mark.
too. That's true too. Yeah.
What?
We're bleeding here, for God's sake.
Yeah.
You gotta not forget that we're bleeding.
I like Toby's sincerity here.
Then the veto's an awfully big risk to take.
Yeah.
Do it anyway.
President, we're here to recommend that you threaten to veto any repeal of the estate tax. This is a tax cut that benefits only 4,500 families.
Doesn't matter if most voters don't benefit. They all believe that someday they will.
This is
The
cool.
veto stamp. That is
Yeah.
cool. Yep.
You screwed around with an independent legal proceeding, and you used one of my deputies to do it.
I worked the press.
People deserve answers now and not of a snail's pace of Jed Bartlett's hand-picked prosecutor. Use of taxpayer resources to defraud.
Nice.
Get It is time.
It's like an action.
For the net
It
of the
is.
White House.
That's an amazing shot.
This shot, CJ crushed it.
I don't know if
That was
it's-
exciting.
That was very exciting. It's so compelling. How do you
Sure.
want to binge this? No, I don't know if it's a budget thing, but it feels like the camera work has improved this season.
Oh, they're spending a lot of money
They're
on the
being
visuals
so
for sure.
creative
Yeah.
with this episode. That was
Yeah.
fantastic. No, I mean, it finally feels like we've been on the back foot the first 3 episodes, I guess.
And really the last 3 or 4 of the last season.
Yeah, and now we're starting to throw some punches.
Yeah,
Now we're getting
it was
somewhere.
great.
CJ especially, I like
that was
her
that-
arc this whole episode.
That was a great CJ episode for sure. I love the fact that it was like she was ready to walk out the last episode. President Bartlett apologizes to her, and she's back on board, and she comes out swinging hard in this episode to the point that the White House counsel's like, "Oh, I see what you've done there."
Yeah,
like,
that's good.
He didn't even see it coming, and it worked. She baited Congress into doing exactly what she wanted them to do. The Republicans in Congress.
And she went from literally wanting to quit an episode ago to being like, "Come get us."
Yeah,
that's incredible.
4-dimensional chess,
and we knew she wasn't going anywhere. Right. We knew it.
The estate tax. Let me go and talk about that because I wanted to while it was going on. What the estate tax is, and I don't know what the threshold is. It always moves. It always gets changed.
Mm-hmm.
But the money that you're going to leave your kids over a certain amount, with exception, gets taxed. Right?
Okay.
There's a tax on. Now it's high. Like I don't know what it is. At one point, it was like over $5 million. So your first $5 million for everybody doesn't get this tax, right? So even if you're a trillionaire, that first $5 million, there's no tax. Yeah. It's what's over that gets taxed.
Gotcha.
And Republicans did I can't remember. There's a strategist who started calling it the death tax to make people scared of it, and the real pushback on it. My problem with the reason I think it's important needs to be there is the it's kind of like on what Doug said in the episode. He's like, well, they've already earned it. They've already earned it. They've already paid taxes on it. You want to tax it again? They did earn it, and they did pay for it. However, their kids didn't.
Yeah,
it is a gift of a lot of cash or a lot of property. And I'm sorry, but if your parents give you over a certain amount of money, you're supposed to pay it. You're supposed to report it in your taxes, right? If you get a Venmo payment from grandma on your birthday and it's over a certain amount, you're supposed to report it as income. So when I die and I leave my kid $25 million worth of property, he's not supposed to pay any taxes on it?
No, sure. That's a great point because what we do, this is going to be taxed.
Right. Everything's taxed.
The work that we do is taxed at the end of the year. I mean, if you're getting over $5 million, I mean, they're not taking all of it.
Yeah, exactly. You still get that $5 million for free. It's not like your kids are starving to death. I know the argument is far.
That's way fair. If you're getting $5 million for free, that's $5 million.
And you're still going to get over that too. It's just whatever over that is, and I don't know if it's still 5. It was 5 at one point. I don't know what it is now. Like I said, it's almost annually. It seems like Congress fights about what the numbers, the threshold is going to be. So I don't know where it is now. I haven't looked in years. But it's like, well, is it immoral to tax dead people? I think it's a lot more immoral to tax someone who doesn't make that much money to death.
Yeah.
It's always would I rather tax? Do I think that the dead billionaire should pay taxes more than the waitress mother of 3?
Yeah.
Yes, I do. I'm sorry. That's just my belief. I don't begrudge. This isn't I hate rich people or anything like that.
No.
It has nothing to do with that. But running a government is expensive. People are going to pay taxes, and I'd rather the guy who's right. I'd rather the guy who's giving Paris Hilton his empire. That she has to pay some taxes on everything that she's going to get for free. Than people who can't really be affording to. And we live in a state where we've very much tried to shift the tax burden onto middle class and poor class people. It's why our sales tax is so high here.
It's insane.
Because, sales tax is regressive. The less money you make, the more of your money goes into sales tax.
It's stressful.
It is. Because let's say you're a billionaire and I make $12,000 a year. You go buy a gallon of milk, I go buy a gallon of milk. The taxes are the same, which means I pay a lot higher portion of my income on taxes for that gallon of milk than you do. To you, it's nothing. To me, it's low, but it's a bigger chunk of my money. You know what I mean? Because I only have so much.
Yeah.
So, I do believe in progressive taxes, and we can argue that all day long. I know it's just personal benefit, personal belief, and personal choice.
Well, but this argument comes down to do you have a dog in this fight, really?
Right.
And You know, in a perfect world, there are no taxes. But
I agree, and like I said, I don't begrudge rich people being rich, but we've got to the point now in America where the wage, or the income discrepancy is so huge, right? To where what is it? CEOs are making like 600 times as much as their average employee now.
It comes with a little bit of ignorance.
Crap like that, yeah.
A lot of these richer folks didn't really have that mindset or mentality or even care to realize that. Yeah, I mean, like this is tax season,
right?
Is a struggle for
most
some
people. Yeah,
it really is.
Tax season. If you're not like getting a refund, like they're
hell, I've been there. Yeah, I'm there a lot.
Right? Yeah. If you work for tips of any kind, you get punched in the mouth at tax season for sure. Yeah, exactly. So. At any rate, that's just my 2 cents on that. I'm open to to people disagreeing with me, and if you want to share your disagreement, that's fine.
But if you're sharing the disagreement, come at it with some sort of level-headedness, please. Don't just be ridiculous about it.
Yeah. There's some people that bring some passion that borders on abuse, and I'm like, okay. I mean, you're not going to hurt my feelings.
We can have different opinions, but can we have a conversation about it?
Right. That's just I'm just sharing my thoughts because it was an important part of the episode we just watched, and that's what I was thinking about watching the episode is the argument over the issue at hand over the very brilliant episode of television we just watched.
It was fantastic. I think we can all agree on that.
We will catch you on the next one, guys.
We'll see you.